Okay, I wanted to talk about CERN. It's a hot topic at the moment, but I wanted to add my bit because I feel like a lot of people don't really know what's going on. They have ideas, but they're just not sure. So I want to explain to you what I am aware of. CERN is in Switzerland. It's some sort of device, and I'll explain to you what it is. CERN has 8 points, and it looks like an eye. This is the 8-pointed star of Ishtar. This means that CERN is a stargate. The Mayan calendar itself was a stargate because it had 8 different points on it, and this is why it ended in 2012. So CERN is the new Mayan calendar. They didn't build a Hadron Collider, it was already built. One time portal closed, and because it was a clock, it stopped, and another opened, the Hadron Collider. So they stopped one calendar, the Mayan calendar, and then the Hadron Collider, the new calendar, started, and probably right down to the millisecond that the Mayan calendar ended. It also connects to the TV program Fringe. In that series, they had a special government unit that would look after fringe subjects like time travel, and the whole group go to an alternate world where things look like our reality, but they're slightly different. So the Statue of Liberty in New York is green, but in the fringe parallel world, the Statue of Liberty was gold or copper. And now we have the Mandela effect. So people are saying that they remember one thing, but it's also landmarks that are disappearing, and certain geographical locations that are disappearing, and loved ones are seemingly different and not the same person. You can look on YouTube, lots of people are saying, like, my mum is not my mum, people didn't act this way before. But it's always a rabbit hole or a wormhole or a portal, and this connects to the Matrix and also Assassin's Creed. I think Assassin's Creed is like an updated version of the Matrix, and both of them use this wormhole as a means to get to another reality, and there were always these ripples. So port means door in several Latin languages. They always talk about portal. The game Fran Bow is all about mind control and traveling through time via water or mirrors, and she has a friend who resembles the voodoo god of death, and he tells her about dimensions, and he just happens to own a spaceship. When Alice went through the mirror, what did she find? A reptilian! What a coincidence! Coraline is an updated Alice in Wonderland thing. She goes through a door in a wall, and the tunnel that she goes through resembles the well in her back garden. And they use the same image. It's a long tube or a tunnel that is always used for traveling, and they constantly use the same vocabulary. It's an archway, it's a doorway, a gateway with mirrors. And since ancient times, witches has used black mirrors to talk to spirits. So if you think about it, laptops, computers, iPads, iPhones are black mirrors, and our body is a portal. People are on the technology all the time nowadays. They're just sucked into it, and that means the entities behind that black mirror are entering our body portal. That's why people are getting possessed more and more. So the Stargate portal was sticking out of the ground like an arch, and they traveled through a mirror to ancient Egyptian dimension. They could have used any culture, but they chose to make it ancient Egyptian. So the entity Ra used that portal to get there, and then he hid it so that others couldn't go in or out of it. And he's taken possession of a lad's body, and he's this god. Then they show us what he looks like. He's an alien. What a coincidence that you now have people trying to look like aliens. Like, how do you know the difference from a person possessed by an alien to the person you used to know? You don't. It's like the body snatchers. They look like us, they're not us. And it used to be something that would only happen like in freaky circles, but now it's just in your face. You have the couple from Canada who have this really twisted, bizarre clothing line called Fecal Matter. You have this individual who is now saying they are an agender or whatever alien. So they're not trying to bring these entities here. I keep hearing this over and over. They're like, CERN is trying to bring these entities here. That's what they're doing. No, they're not trying to bring the entities here. They're already here, which is why they keep talking about our alien brothers. It's why they do these rituals. The Goddard Tunnel, Super Bowl rituals, whatever, are actually obeyances. When a king says he wants entertainment, he's given dancers, singers, so forth. It's not rituals to bring them here. It's reverence because they are here. And the rituals are to give these entities more energy. And people are reporting seeing things called cryptid. There's more ghost sightings. There's more supernatural stuff happening, more paranormal stuff happening. Now we have Slender Man, who looks like a cross between an alien and a man in black. In 2012, they activated the CERN Stargate and threw us into a different dimension. We are now in their dimension. It's not the other way around. People are saying, well, things used to be this, I remember that, which is why we're seeing all of this more and more. They have merged us into this reality that is like anything goes. So all this stuff started happening, Mandela effect, whatever, since 2012. And then there's 12 monkeys. So if you look at the 12 monkey symbol, it looks a lot like the Shiva, the destroyer statue in front of CERN. So for Shiva, there's a portal behind him with fire. And then with the monkeys, there's 11 monkeys making a circle. And the 12th, it's the dancing deity in the middle. And the monkey's dancing, he's giving us the symbol of as above, so below. And 12 monkeys is about time travel. What are they saying with that? CERN is a reality altering mechanism. It stops time, it changes time, it moves time, it rewrites time. So there seems to be some sorts of confusion that what we've led to believe is the Mayan calendar is actually the Aztec wheel. And the Mayan calendar apparently has all these symbols around it with a person in the center. So the Aztec wheel or calendar, there's a deity in the center with their tongue stuck out. And that reminded me a lot of the Hindu goddess Kali, who destroys everything. I went back and looked at Nataraj, which is Shiva in his destruction form. The deity at the bottom, he's standing on it. And this deity looks a lot like Mayan or Aztec caricatures. And this person's tongue is stuck out. So what that tells me is the CERN time bandits who've stolen time and changed it are crushing this Aztec stroke Mayan wheel or calendar and have taken over. When you look at the 12 monkeys symbol, they show it several times that it's a clock. Each monkey represents an hour, and there's a tick for each of those hours, and then there's the 12th monkey in the middle. They're always about wormholes, rabbit holes, time holes, loopholes, and 8 is a number of infinity which loops back onto itself. And that's why our reality looks a bit different now. They created this and are using some very dark forces. There's sort of a demonic entity in the center. So that tells me that if they've been showing you that behind mirrors there's demons, and in these portals there's demons. It was even in Pan's Labyrinth that she goes through a portal, and the faun tells her exactly that this princess's father had him open portals all over the world to look for her. And she goes into a portal where there's a horned deity or a faun, and eventually she dies and her blood falls into the watery portal, looking glass, mirror, whatever, and she's sort of given as a sacrifice. So I'm not certain that this is a good thing. Certainly there's more supernatural stuff going on, and I think we might want to spend less time on our tech and start thinking about what this stuff really means.